Mexico.
We are back live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us today. There is so much to cover. I'm here looking around at all the stacks of news I need to go over today. Covered quite a bit of it in the first hour. And yes, I want to try to jam in some more of your calls before this radio broadcast ends. I have black helicopters over Nashville, Newsweek attacking yours truly. I have another Newsweek article here, Know Your Conspiracies, Newsweek's guide to today's trendiest, hippest, and least likely fringe beliefs. Oh, see, it's about being trendy. It's about being hippest. No, that's what the average American tailors their political views to. What's coolest? What's cutting edge? You know, people will even tailor what they say politically to one neighbor to the other. Not me. You know, they told you 100 years ago, no politics and religion. That destroyed this country. You know, don't talk about politics and religion. Just sit down, shut up, and let banks run everything. I'm going to go to that here in just a moment. I wanted to remind TV viewers and radio listeners that we just got a big old truckload of these bad boys in, Jesse Ventura's American Conspiracies. You can't get this hardcover book anywhere. Doesn't come out till March 8th. You can pre-order it, and we will ship it out to you coming up in early March. You will get it first. And everywhere else, it's $24.95. It's $19.95, discounted by $5, and you can get a free video of your choice. Free film of your choice. Loose Change Final Cut, an amazing 9/11 film that I helped produce and also consulted on. I think it's much better than Loose Change Second Edition. I think it's the best of the Loose Change series. You can get it free. And sure, you know all about 9/11. Your friends, your family, your neighbors, they don't. Get it? Have a viewing party, show it to your neighbors. Get the book, read it yourself, give it to somebody. For those that still read. Available at Infowars.com. You can also get the Aaron Russo documentary interview I did. It's really a documentary film. Reflections and Warnings. Free. Free. But when I run out of the loose changes I have and the Aaron Russo films I have, I'm going to print a limited number after that, and they're going to be full price. Okay? We also have it where you can get T-shirts for $5.95. That's basically a cost. I think like $1 more than it cost me. So a T-shirt for $5.95 and this book for $24.95. Together, a book and a T-shirt, $24.95, Infowars.com. And yes, even though this is all massively discounted, the money that comes in funds this operation. So we can not just continue, but grow and do more and expand what we're doing here at Infowars.com. So be sure you check out the online video bookstore. This film is now shipping today. Today's the day, the 15th of February, 2010, How Weed Won the West. Now, what this film is about is government drug dealing, how they ship the drugs in to control populations, how they want to pass Codex Alimentarius. Canada's already doing it to restrict regular vitamins and nutrients like their marijuana. This film is excellent. How Weed Won the West. I consulted on it. I'm in it. Available at Infowars.com. Now shipping, ladies and gentlemen. But we're half a month away or so from being able to ship the Jesse Ventura book. So get it first at Infowars.com. Or call toll-free 888-253-3139. We tend to get acclimated, even myself. I mean, I remember 10 years ago when the mainstream media started saying every child needs an implantable microchip. It was pretty shocking back then, and people got upset about it. And then 8 years ago, when the Mexican Attorney General made his employees get chips, and then I had police chiefs on who work for the company as consultants, Bergen County Police Chief. They have police chiefs in the county there in New Jersey saying I would make everybody take chips. It was pretty shocking. Now they announce how people are getting chips, and it's no big deal. They just acclimate you to it. Even if you don't like it, they break your will. We cannot allow them to do that to us on any of these issues. Kentucky Derby, Super Bowl, then college games, high school games, regular Army, Marines, National Guard, Marine Corps checkpoints, looking for drunk drivers, on and on and on, just to condition you to have troops on the streets. Secret police everywhere, the federalization of police, exchange programs with foreign countries. NLE-09 with FEMA and troops from 14 nations. Training, FEMA admitted, to take on the American people. You know, they admittedly have built all these FEMA camps, and then Glenn Beck gets up and says they don't exist. You're being acclimated. And everything they've been building in the police state architecture since the establishment killed Kennedy, and he wasn't perfect, but he wasn't going along with it. They've been slowly building and federalizing and slowly setting it up where if you think executive orders outside of Congress and the courts making unconstitutional regulatory laws where the regulatory agencies do what the president says and the law be damned, if you think all of that is bad, what about the signing statements that Clinton started, Bush started expanding it, now Obama, who swore he wouldn't do it? We've all seen those video clips. In fact, you have the signing statement clip, guys, I asked you to get. Remember that? Remember how he promised that they would never use signing statements of any type because it's unconstitutional, because it's a federal power grab? If you guys are looking for it again, it's in the article. You have it. Let's go ahead and play this short clip before I get into this. Here it is.
When Congress offers you a bill, do you promise not to use presidential signage to get your way?
Yes. Let me just explain for those who are unfamiliar with this issue. We've got a government designed by the founders so that there'd be checks and balances. You don't want a president who's too powerful, or a Congress who's too powerful, or a courts who's too powerful. Everybody's got their own role. Congress's job is to pass legislation. The president can veto it or he can sign it. But what George Bush has been trying to do as part of his effort to accumulate more power in the presidency is he's been saying, well, I can basically change what Congress passed by attaching a letter saying, I don't agree with this part or I don't agree with that part. I'm going to choose to interpret it this way or that way. That's not part of his power. But this is part of the whole theory of George Bush, that he can make laws as he's going along. I disagree with that. I taught the Constitution for 10 years. I believe in the Constitution, and I will obey the Constitution of the United States. We're not going to use signing statements as a way of doing an end run around Congress. All right?
All right? Everything he says is a lie. Just like everything Glenn Beck says is a lie. He says a couple communists imploded the banking structure when he supported the banker takeover. Same thing with Obama. Most of the people in the Bush administration stayed over into Obama's administration. And that's what I tried to explain in the Obama Deception Fall of the Republic. That's why those films are more important today than when I made them last year. Because you can set a Republican down or a Democrat down in front of those films, and then there won't be any more confusion. They'll understand the bigger ball game instead of being conned. Now, Obama says he doesn't care if the Congress doesn't pass a greenhouse gas tax that will completely shut down what's left of our industry, double the amount that electricity costs. He even admits that in a video clip. Double your electricity bill. That's not me just saying that. That's on record. That he wants to, quote, bankrupt them. And China and India and Mexico and 100+ other countries, it's 160 total, 165 total, they don't have to make any cuts. So even if you believe carbon dioxide is so deadly and we're burning up and everybody's going to die, how does China and India and Mexico, who will put out even dirtier emissions, how does that save the earth when the total numbers of the devilish carbon dioxide goes up? I mean, this is common sense. But again, he says gun control. He announced that last month. They're going to go through the UN with treaties. And even if Congress won't ratify it, the Senate won't ratify it, he's going to do it. Open borders. Through SPP, he's saying he's going to go for open borders on that. The executive branch is already issuing hemispheric North American Union ID cards for a year. In fact, people won't believe that. Go to YouTube and type in, it's TV ads. Most of you have seen it. What was the exact name of it? North American ID commercial. It's like a 60-second ad. America, the beautiful, the wondrous. Now you can travel from Mexico to Canada and the U.S. with this card. They're just doing it. North American Hemisphere IDs. And it goes on and on and on. The federalization of police, shutting down a gun show in Austin, now other gun shows around the country. No law, the BATF just shows up and says that's the way it is.